Hi guys, I'm Geetika, a QuickBooks Pro Advisor, and this is a QuickBooks Online overview session. So let's get started. Now first, what is QuickBooks Online? Now QuickBooks Online is a cloud accounting software which is made by a US-based company called Intuit. Now let's see which version you should pick for it. So I'm on the pricing section of QuickBooks. Now this is for USA. Now it has basically 4 sections. Okay, first one is the simple start, which is the cheapest one out there. You can record your basic income and expenses, and the user is just one. Now if you want to increase your users, it provides up to 3 users, and you can even time track, which is important when you have different employees, and also bill management feature is also there. Now if you want to increase your users to 5, you can go here. Now what else does Plus have? Plus has project profitability and inventory management. Now this is suitable for small and medium small business enterprises. Now let's go to advanced, and this is basically more for medium enterprises, and it has up to 25 users here. And what else does it have? It has some fancy analytics, workflows, automated workflows, and even batch invoicing. What is batch invoicing? When you want to upload several invoices in QuickBooks at a click of a button. Now that's a great feature regarding which we'll talk about later. Now this is the whole price thing here. So let's dive in and see how QuickBooks actually looks. So I'm in the sample company here. You can see the logo here. You can even upload your logo by clicking on the plus button. There's this company name here. On the left dashboard, we can see the new button. New button is used to create any new invoices, expense. We'll get to that later on. And there's this whole dashboard on the left side. If you want to hide it, you can click on the little hamburger, which I call here, to hide it, and click back to unhide it. On my right is the section which has settings and logging in and logging out of QuickBooks. Now let's get to the section where we see how does QuickBooks work. Okay, now let's see. First you can go to the search bar here. Now you can search anything here. If you want to search an invoice number, that you can search here. If you want to search any amount, that you can search here. If you want to search any customer, that you can search here. So basically type anything here and you will get it. Okay, and there's also a great feature here called recent transactions, which you can see here. Now what else can we see in QuickBooks Online? First is, let's go to the settings here, and we can see the 4 sections here: your company, list, tools, and profile. Okay, now let's go to the your company accounts and settings, and what we can see here is the account info or the company info. Okay, now what in company info? You can click on the pencil icon here and add your company logo. You can add your company name. You can add the EIN, SSN details, tax form, like what is your tax form, and even the industry type. You can enter the company mail, and the customer facing mail is basically what will be shown on your invoices, and the phone number, website address, and all of that. Now let's get back to the usage here. Now the usage section shows the usage limits that you have as per your QuickBooks subscription. The sales section, my personal favorite, is where all the magic happens, when which determines the look and feel of your sales invoice. So you can edit the sales form content, the products and services, the progress invoicing, the message which will be shown when you send an invoice via QuickBooks, the reminders, and all of that. We'll get into the details later on. I personally love this section. Then there's this expense setting here, the time entries, the time tracking, and the advanced settings here. You can track classes, chart of accounts, and many more things here. It's a lot to explore actually in QuickBooks. Okay, now let's get to the manage users section here. Now here what you can do is, if you want to invite an accountant, easily just type in their email address. QuickBooks will send them an invite to accept the access, and then they'll be a user, accounting user here. If you want to add another users like company admin or any other, then you can just click on add user here and just follow the instructions. Now once we are done with this, let's see, there's this custom form styles here. Custom form styles is basically if you want to edit the layout of your invoices. I have made a separate detailed video regarding how to edit those. You can clearly see the link in the description. There's the start of accounts here, the mother of accounts basically. Now this has to be adjusted as per your business. If you're not sure how to do that, consult an accountant or a bookkeeper. And there's this QuickBooks Labs. Now this is basically if you want a dark theme QuickBooks Lab, dark theme QuickBooks. Now we're done with the company section. Let's go to the list section. Now it basically has the major ones are the products and services. You can adjust your products and services here. Then we have the recurring transactions. Suppose you have a telephone bill that occurs every month. So for the same transactions, you can create recurring transactions, which will be done every month or the period that you set in QuickBooks. We have attachments. So if you have uploaded any expense receipts or whatever invoices are there in QuickBooks, they'll be auto downloaded at the click of a button. I love this feature. I have shown this feature in the QuickBooks tips section. And there's this custom fields, which we'll discuss later on. Now let's get to the tools one. Now the important ones here are import data. Suppose you want to import your invoices or another products and services, whatever here, you can import your data from Excel or Google Sheet here. You can even export your data and create a backup. Okay, reconciling is for bank reconciliation, budgeting, audit log as we have discussed in my another video. And that's it on the right section of QuickBooks Online. And now we will go to the plus new, a very important feature in QuickBooks. Now plus new is to create any new invoices, expense transactions in QuickBooks. Now basically either you create an invoice, you create an expense entry, you do payrolls, you create a journal entry. So whatever you have to do, you can do it from here. Okay. So if you want to create an invoice, just click on the invoice here and just fill up the details. The email pops up automatically. You select the product and service and select or deselect the tax as per your requirement and just save it. Okay. And this is how an invoice is created. Again, if you go to plus new, if you want to create an expense or a bill, you can do that from here. Now you will create an expense when you have already paid the amount for the expense. You will just select the the payment account, enter what expense is this, and just enter the amount and do it. Now you will create a bill when the payment is due. It is recorded as a payable in your books currently. The procedure is same as you have to do for an expense. The only difference is you have to enter a due date and a bill number here. You can add an attachment here, and yeah, that's about it. The only difference in bill and expense. Now let's go to another section of the employees where you can regulate the weekly timesheet if you're using time entries and other functions here. Now let's discuss journal entry here. If you're not an accountant, let your accountant do the journal entries, whatever month end or year end entries he has to do. Then the person can do from here, from the journal entries section here. And we are done with the plus new section. Let's go and dive into the banking section here. The banking section, and this is the first thing that you should do whenever you're setting up your QuickBooks. Okay, link your bank account with QuickBooks, and whatever transactions are there, they are updated every day here in QuickBooks. So basically you're paying your rental here. Okay, so let me just show you the money spent. You'll select the vendor. Suppose A rental is my vendor. You can save it. You can select the category of expense. If it's rent or lease, add. And this is how an expense is recorded in books. Now suppose you've already entered a bill payment for PG, okay, and now if you again add it here, instead of, you'll categorize it here, instead of finding a match, what will happen is double entries will be done. You've already entered a bill payment entry, again you are entering, okay. So you just have to find match to the bill payment entry. 114 was a manual entry that we've made, and we are matching it to the bill payment. Similar logic goes for receiving the amounts as well, okay. And this is how it's done. And what another thing is the rules section. Now what is rules? I'll make a separate video discussing it in detail, but if you have a transaction that comes repeatedly, suppose you have an Amazon Prime subscription and you want it to be a subscription expense which occurs monthly, so you'll just add a rule stating that, okay, if Amazon Prime comes, this is where my this is the expense it should be. So for repetitive transactions, rules are a great savior. I just love this feature. And now we come to the sales section here. Now the overview tab shows how much is the amount overdue, not deposited. And if we click on all sales, we will get all transactions like invoice, payments, time charges. If you're using time entries, we'll get all of that. But the most important thing here is the invoices section. Now this is great because it is arranged based on the urgency and how much, for how many days it has been since it's been overdue. Now if you want to send a reminder, you can just click here, send reminder, and just get your job done faster, okay. And here's a list of estimates if you're using estimates in QuickBooks, and products and services, and also you can see customers here as well. So if you click on one customer, you will be able to see what transactions we have done for that customer and how much is the amount which is due from the customer. Now we're done with the customers. Let's move to the cash flow, which we can see here. Then we have expenses. Again, in expenses, we see each expense transactions, and we can see the vendors here, just like we did, the customers here. Now, if you are using QuickBooks Online Plus and or Advanced, you can, see the project's details here, project profitability here. Next comes the payroll, which is very useful when you're paying your employees and contractors, preparing 1099s. That all can be done from here. Then we come to the reports section, my personal favorite. Now, basically, these are the three by default favorites which are done by QuickBooks: P&L and balance sheet, and the accounts receivable aging summary. And if you want to, mark anything as favorite, you can, just click here and it will be uploaded here. If you want to customize your report, I'll cover it later on detailed in a video that will appear here. And here are some management reports. These are basically a set of reports which you can create and send it, and even schedule to send it to the management every month or whatever period that you select. Now if you're registered for sales tax, then you can manage your sales tax here. And if you want to track your mileage via the QuickBooks Online app and control the same, you can use this here. Now we'll go to the accounting section. Again, chart of accounts, like we had come from the gear icon itself, and the reconciliation of the bank statements. Now this is so important, and let your bookkeepers handle it for you, because what you have to do is just enter the account for which you're reconciling, the ending balance, and the ending balance you're choosing on which date, and you just reconcile. I suggest you do it every month so that your books are updated and correct. Now you can click on my accountant here and invite your accountant here, and there's this section called apps, where you can integrate your QuickBooks with another apps for like if you're this is mainly used when you're dealing with e-commerce websites, and there are many more to explore. You can spend time and hours and days just to explore this section. So I hope you liked the video. Do let me know how do you find it in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe. If you have any queries, drop it in the comment section. I'll be happy to help. Have a great day.